Chapter 2. The Sun, the Earth and the Moon. The Sun is the nearest star from the Earth. The Moon is the satellite of the Earth. Many processes on the Earth are influenced by the Moon and the Sun. For example, high tide and low tide. Our life depends upon the energy we get from the Sun. At night, when the Sun is not there in the sky, the Moon reflects the Sun's light onto the Earth. The Moon has two motions, axial and orbital. The Moon's axial motion is quite slow as compared to that of the Earth. The Moon takes 27.5 days to complete its rotation. As the axial and orbital motions of the Moon are the same, one side of the Moon always remains towards the Earth, and hence the other side never becomes visible from the Earth. One revolution of the Moon around the Earth takes 29.5 days. The Moon's orbit around the Earth is elliptical in shape. Therefore, its distance from the Earth is not the same everywhere in its orbital path. A position when the Moon is along the orbit nearest to the Earth is called perigee. The position when the Moon is along the orbit farthest from the Earth is called apogee. Effects of the Moon's motions, phases of the Moon and measurement of time. We can see the illuminated part of the Moon from the Earth. This visible part of the illuminated portion keeps increasing or decreasing due to the orbital motion of the Moon. The night, when the portion of the Moon facing Earth is completely illuminated, is called full moon night, Purnima. The night, when the illuminated portion of the Moon is totally invisible to us, is called the new moon night, that is, Amavasya. The changing shapes of the illuminated portion of the Moon are called phases of Moon. During the period from the new moon to full moon, the illuminated portion of the Moon keeps on increasing. This period is called Shukla Paksha. From full moon forwards the new moon, the illuminated portion of the Moon goes on decreasing. This period is called as Krishna Paksha. The duration of each of these periods is 15 days. Each period is called a fortnight. 2 fortnights togetherly form a lunar month. Eclipse. The eclipses occur when the Moon, the Sun and the Earth come in a straight line. The orbital path of the Earth around the Sun and that of the Moon around the Earth are not in the same plane. They intersect each other and make an angle of approximately 5 degrees. Hence, the eclipses do not occur on each full moon and new moon days. However, on some new moon or full moon days, the Sun, the Moon and the Earth come in a straight line and in the same plane. Eclipses occur on such situations. Solar eclipse. When the Moon comes between the Sun and the Earth, then shadow of the Moon falls on the Earth. This shadow is dense in some parts, while it is sparse in other parts. From the region of the Earth which comes under the dark shadow, the Sun becomes totally invisible. This situation is called as a total solar eclipse. From the region of the Earth which comes under the sparse shadow, the Sun appears to have been partially covered. This situation is called as partial solar eclipse. Total solar eclipse is seen from very restricted areas. The duration of time for which we can experience solar eclipse is at the most 7 minutes and 20 seconds. Solar eclipse occurs on new moon day. At times, when the moon is too far from the earth, the dense shadow of the moon does not reach the earth. Under such a situation, an edge of the sun disk remains visible and it appears like a ring. This is called as annular solar eclipse. Lunar eclipse. On a full moon day, if the sun, the earth and the moon fall in a straight line, the orbital path of the moon passes through the dense shadow, that is umbra, of the earth. As a result, the moon becomes totally invisible. This is called as total lunar eclipse. However, when the moon is particularly invisible, it is called as partial lunar eclipse. Lunar eclipse occurs only on the full moon day. Maximum duration of the total lunar eclipse is 107 minutes. The solar or lunar eclipse occur only due to the astronomical situations when the sun, the earth and the moon fall in a straight line. There is nothing auspicious or inauspicious about the eclipse.